In this video, we are going to see the textbook back question answers. Multiple choice question. Which two of the following extreme locations are connected by the east-west corridor? We studied that one. Are you remembering? First option it is Mumbai, Nagpur, Silchar and Porbandar, Mumbai and Kolkata, Nagpur and Siliguri. Which one is the answer? Second one, Silchar and Porbandar. That is in the east-west corridor starting and ending point. Which mode of the transportation reduce transshipment losses and delays? Which one it is the answer? Options: railway, roadways, pipeline and waterways. Question: transship losses and delay want to stop it. Then answer is pipeline, because if it is started in liquid form only we are sending, and in pipeline if we are starting point from the point to ending point without any stopping, it will come, and it is coming through a pipe, so we won't lose anything in the what we are sending. So answer is the pipeline. The third question: which one of the following stages is not connected with HYI pipeline? HYI pipeline. Which one of the following state is not connected with the HYI pipeline? Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh. Answer is Maharashtra, because it is going through Madhya Pradesh. It is starting from Gujarat and it is going upside to Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Then next question: which one of the following port is deepest landlocked and well protected port along to the east coast? Not only asking about east coast, that is all the ports it is given east coast only. Chennai east coast, Paradip east coast, that is in Odisha, then Tuticorin, that is in Tamil Nadu, that also east coast, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. All ports it is east coast ports only given. In that question is the deepest landlocked and well protected port, it is the Visakhapatnam port. And which one of the following is the most important mode of transportation in India? When we are thinking about Indian transportation, which one is the most important? Pipeline, just we are started, just it is developing. Railway, already it is developed in a different way. Then roadways, we are having the different types of terrain, so it is difficult and it is taking much time also. Airways, that also not applicable to the poor people of India. So railway is the most important mode of transportation, because we can passengers as well as the things also. Then it is less costly. Which one of the following terms is used to describe trade between two or more countries? We studied just before video, that is the trade between two different countries, that is known as the international trade. Then next one: answer the following questions in about 30 words, means 3 mark question. State any 3 merits of the roadways. Answer: there are cheaper than railways in terms of construction. When we are construction cost, when we are comparing roadway, it is very cheaper than railway. Then roads can go through dissected and in undulating land areas and through steep mountains also, which where we can make the railway lines, there also in that terrain also we can make the road, that is possible. Then it is when we are thinking about the railway, stops are far away, but the roadways, the vehicle will come to our doors, that much easily we can it is available. Then next one, it is there are economical as loading cost are low and door-to-door service can be valid of. Means the when we are thinking about the loading, because the materials loading to the train or ship, it is taking much coster than the loading to the vehicle, land vehicle, means the truck or bus, like that. So then the service charge, it is very less, and we are getting door to door service also. So these 3 points are major points. If it is 5 mark question, you can add some more points. Then next question, where and why rail transport is most convenient and means of transport? Where and why, in which area we can say like that railway transport is the best means of transportation, and why? The northern plain rail transport is most convenient mode of transport in North India. That's why we can see the maximum development of railways. Why? It is in plain area, very easily we can construct. This is because this region has a vast level land and that are good for lying tracks. Very because of the plain we can make the tracks very easily. Huge population, number of people and major cities we can see there, and high agricultural productivity, and we can see the like wheat, sugarcane, like that heavy things they are, grains, as well as the sugar, like that things they are producing, and allied activities also available that area. So rail transport we can make it there. Then next one, it is the making rail transport as a profitable venture. At the same time we can see the agriculture products and allied activities, we can say like that sugar factories or the cattle feed factories, like that things also we can see in that area. Then third question, what is the significance of the border roads? The border roads are strategically important as they improve accessibility to areas like the northern and northeastern border areas which have a difficult terrain. The broader roads, why, what is the significance of the broader roads? Why how we can make use the roads than the other types of means of transportation? Because the terrain which is not easily we can reach, like that a mountain area or hilly area, or northeastern state, like that the discontinuous Himalayan ranges we can see, in that area we can reach very easily. That's why we are making the broader roads. Next, fourth question, what is meant by trade, and what is the difference between international and local trade? What question, two parts are there. First, what is the meaning of trade? That we know that one, the exchange of goods and services, and that is from one area to other area, or one person to other person. Then second part of the question, difference between the national international as well as local trade. So difference between the local and international trade. International trade between two countries, and local trade between the two local areas or two local regions. Then next one, answer the following questions about 120 words, that is the 5-mark question. Why are the means of transport and communication called as the lifelines of nation and its economy? Why we are calling like that the transportation and communication means as the lifeline? Answer, the means of transport and communication are called lifelines of nation and its economy because they are precondition for progress and development. That is the first point. It is the precondition for development and progress. Goods and service cannot move on their own from supply house to demand locals. So it is necessary the need for the transportation. Thus a country's economy depends not only the production and sale of goods and services but on the transport as well as, because that is the explanation of the first point. How we are saying like that this is the precondition of development, progress and development. For you can explain in these words. Goods and services we are producing, and it won't go by its own to the place where we are having the demand for that particular thing. So we want to the things should move from one place to another place. So it is a precondition for progress and development. Next point, globalization has been possible on account of easier and faster developing communication channels between the countries of the world. Because we studied in globalization chapter why it is happening. and what all things it is helping for globalization. One of the factor it is communication. So we can communicate with other countries very easily. That is the second point. And continuation, it complements trade as well as transport. Because of the better communication or the best communication, we can make the trade with other countries. Then India is well connected with rest of the world due to these two things, transport and communication, which give, that is the third point, which have contributed vastly to the development of our national economy. They have also added extensively to growing amenities and facilities, improving our lifestyle. The India, we are, because of the globalization or the information technology, we are having the well connected with other countries as a transport communication, as well as we are having a good transportation connection also with other countries. With that, we are developing very faster, because we can send our things and we can purchase the things very easily. Then next point, we can say that because of this communication with other countries, that's why lifestyle it is changing here in India, and we are started to purchase the basic facilities of for the better or quality life, like machines, different machines, even in kitchen and household machines like washing machine and other things we started to use in our country. Our lifestyle it is improving, or the quality of life also improving. Then second main point, the changing of the nature of international trade for India is the last 15 years has been impressive. Exchange of information and knowledge has surpassed exchange of goods and commodities. But last 2 decades we can see the development of in IT in here in India. So instead of exchanging with goods and services, nowadays we are sending information and knowledge. We are having the IT hubs here in India. That is the important change here, what we can observe here in India. Through it, advanced software knowledge and excellence in the field of information technology, India has emerged as a viable contender at the international level, and is earning huge amount of foreign exchange through the same. Because we are having the communication and transportation is that with that we can see the information technology and development of that one. That's why we are reaching to the, and we can see the call centers of the many international companies, it is here in India. So we are getting maximum amount also. When they are thinking it is cheaper labor, they are getting here in India, but when we are thinking from Indian condition, we are getting the maximum amount means the salary from this department. Then next one we can see tourism has, means that is the next point, that is tourism has added the India's upgrades of position in international trade. Because of the tourism, different types of tourism we discussed, that one ecotourism, medical tourism, adventure tourism, like that. That's why we can see the for international trade it is developing, because they are coming here and enjoying everything, and they are that's why they are starting some of the trade here in India also. In 2004 there was 23.5 in 5% of increase in the foreign tourist arrivals as against the number of in 2003. With when we are comparing 2003 and 4, we can see 23% of the development, or 24% of development within 1 year in tourism here in India. Thus international trade for India has upgraded, and as a cognizable change in the past 15 years. We can see the noticeable change here in India from the trade as well as tourism. These are the points, and we will continue in next week.